Cougar News is proudly sponsored by your local Little Caesars Pizza.
A shocking discovery in a College of the Canyons classroom when child pornography was found in Mentry Hall. We have the details ahead.
The legendary group, the Beach Boys, visit Santa Clarita. We'll show you where and why ahead.
The champions of golf hit the links in Santa Clarita. We have a recap of the tournament action. Ahead, Cougar News starts now.
This is Cougar News, Evening Edition. With information from across the Santa Clarita Valley. This is Cougar News.
Thank you for joining us tonight. This is Cougar News. I'm Michael Bichelli, and here's the latest from the Cougar Newsroom. Last Friday, the COC community was in disbelief when the Sheriff's Department announced that it was launching an investigation after a COC faculty member discovered child pornography on a small external drive left by a student in the computer graphic lab in Mentry Hall. Bonnie Romero has more with this story. Bonnie?
Shock riveted the Santa Clarita community when they read the front page paper of the Signal that stated, "Teacher finds child porn at COC." Last semester, at the end of October, a jump drive was found, which was confirmed by the Sheriff's Department and school official John McElwain.
This was not a discovery that happened just this week. This was a result of actually a lost and found item that had been languishing in a lost and found box from early October of last year.
It was a jump drive similar to this one that was found in the computer graphics lab left by a student which had child pornography on it. The computer graphics lab is located on the second floor of Mentry Hall, which is known as the M building to the COC community.
It's not a campus investigation. It's not anything that was on a campus computer or hard drive. It's simply something that is a result of having a very large population of students and people on campus. All of them have their own issues in their lives. Some people have personal issues that drive pornography and other kinds of things. And as much as we'd like to think we're immune from it, we're not. We're a very large open campus.
Do you find yourself working full-time and having to drive out of town to get your master's or doctorate degree? Well, COC offers many programs at our very own University Center. Here's Ryan Worthington while he tells us more.
Ever wondered what all the construction and commotion is going on in the upper parking lot of the COC campus? Well, it is actually the building of a new upgrade for COC. The structure that is being built there is going to be what is called the University Center. I spoke with John McElwain for more information on what this center is intended for.
The University Center is essentially a brainchild of Dr. Van Hook, who a number of years ago began to realize that because of our geography, because of where we're located in California, that access to four-year schools, to bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees for people in the Valley were being restricted in many respects because of our freeway system. So she decided to embark upon a plan to, instead of having people have to go out to get those degrees, to provide a means by which people could earn four-year degrees from a variety of different colleges and universities right here on the COC campus. So you'll see growing on the back of our campus right now steel girders that are part of a permanent university center, which will be completed in the spring of 2009.
The construction of the University Center is on its way, and once complete, will provide more support for those looking to get their master's degree. This is Ryan Worthington with Cougar News.
The April 15th deadline for filing tax return is fast approaching. Have you even taken the time to get your taxes done? Do you even know how? COC can help. Getting your taxes done can be a scary thing, but the Cougar Mentor program here at COC will be hosting a free tax service seminar for college students on Tuesday, April 1st. Trained volunteers will help students with the process as well as help students file their taxes. This free event is for COC students only and will be held in the ASG Computer Lab from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in room 124.
Recently, a rash of thefts have occurred in a parking lot on the COC Valencia campus. This time, the thieves didn't go for what's inside the car, but what was outside of the car. The thieves are after catalytic converters. They are located near the muffler to help reduce smog. The reason? They are made of expensive metals, including platinum. Metal prices have skyrocketed in the recent months, making it very valuable for thieves who sell to scrap metal dealers. Toyotas, especially 4Runners, have been targeted because of their high ground clearance, making them easy targets. If you see any suspicious activity on the lots, you are asked to contact public safety immediately.
Gas prices are rapidly approaching the $4 mark, with some places in California already seeing $4 per gallon for premium gasoline. Here's the grim news. In Los Angeles County, the average price of regular gas is $3.58. That's up 40 cents from last month alone. The national average is $3.27. And remember the good old days? Last year, a gallon of regular gasoline cost just $3.10. And with spring break and the summer months ahead, prices are expected to continue to rise.
Are you interested in taking a trip this summer as a COC student? Believe it or not, you can have the opportunity. Traveling abroad can be an enriching experience. This summer, some COC students will travel to the South Pacific.
We leave July 19th, 2008. It's 2 weeks. We spend 2 nights in Hawaii. We see the Arizona War Memorial and some other things. And then we head off to Sydney, and we spend some time in Sydney, and then in New Zealand in Rotorua and Auckland, and then off to Fiji.
This trip is open to all COC students who would like to apply. The deadline to apply is April 11th. If you are considering the trip to the South Pacific, you can email Professor Ann Marenko at ann.marenko@canyons.edu, or you can visit her at Seiko Hall, room 303.
The Model United Nations Club held its first topical debate this past Thursday right here at COC. Our very own Fabiola Franco was able to sit in and learn more about its hot topic.
Strong, intellectual, and outspoken, the Model United Nations Club came together in its first roundtable debate to present and address the issues in Darfur.
We can band together, try and go to our congressmen and let the public opinion of trying to help the people in Sudan grow, so that at least the leaders can be pressured, that we can let the world know, or let at least the country know, or the leaders know, that we want that area to get humanitarian aid, that we want something to be done, so that we can push for change.
Action does need to be taken. People are dying, and within the end of a year, like 1 million people could be dead from hunger and medicine and lack of health care and being killed.
Students and teachers alike joined the discussion and freely shared their opinion. And of course, learned a little something.
I think everyone listened and everyone learned more about the situation, and that's how you help improve a problem. You just get the news out there, and we accomplished that.
Be brave and make sure to join the next roundtable discussion coming soon. I'm Fabiola Franco reporting for Cougar News.
If you would like to learn more or be involved in the club, log on to www.freeweb.com/COC Model UN Club.
If you live in the Los Angeles area, then you know good elbow room is hard to come by.
But as Jeremy Grasso tells us from the RTVF Cougar Edit Suite, finding room to roam in Santa Clarita just got a whole lot easier.
Thanks, guys. Now, you may not know this, but many people in the Santa Clarita Valley have been pushing for additional open space. And just a few days ago, that dream became a reality.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Open space!
On Wednesday, March 12, 2008, the city held a dedication ceremony at the Golden Valley Ranch trailhead to celebrate its newest open space. This was all made possible by the City of Santa Clarita, Party Homes, and PacSun LLC. The ceremony featured speakers such as Mayor Bob Keller, Jim Bazell, the Vice President of Party Homes, and John Jameson, the Executive Vice President of PacSun. This is the largest open space in this city's history. It is 3,500 acres in size, which is about the same size as Beverly Hills, and has a trailhead that connects to the Placerita Nature Center and Sand Canyon. I spoke to Ruth Ann Levison, one of the commissioners of the Parks, Recreations, and Community Services, and asked how a space this big could benefit the city. And she simply summed it all up with,
big is beautiful.
So if you're in the mood for a good hike, you can find the Golden Valley Ranch trailhead just to the southeast of the 14 at the end of Via Princesa. I'm Jeremy Grasso. Back to you, Mike.
If you are interested in film or becoming a director, it can sometimes be hard to get all of your questions answered. Until now. The COC Radio, Television, and Film Department started a series of guest speakers open to students, faculty, and fellow filmmakers. The series started with the distinguished filmmaker and film festival programmer, Hebe Tabachnik. She talked about what people usually look for in films, and what to do and what not to do when working on short films. She also showed samples from animation, horror, and even documentaries.
On March 13th, COC and the Cougar Club hosted the annual Cougar Pride Big Win Athletic Benefit. The Big Win event raises funds to support the Cougar Athletics program. Mary Barbarian has more.
The Big Win was a fun St. Patrick's Day celebration that gathered friends and supporters for a great cause.
This is our Big Win. This is our annual athletic fundraiser for all sports. It's a dinner, reverse raffle, great time. We get a lot of community members, a lot of people that support the college athletically that come to this and have for years.
So who are the usual supporters of the Big Win?
Most of them, like I said, are community members that went to school here, that have bonded with our coaching staff. We do get parents, especially in the football program. We'll get some football parents here.
And how much money has the Big Win raised over the years for the athletic department?
This is our 10th year. I think we've raised over $100,000.
An opportunity drawing even took place, and the winner of the Big Win for $3,000 went to David Tedia. The party was getting started when COC's head soccer coach and some of his players were cooking up a good old-fashioned meal.
And I enjoy cooking tri-tip, and I think I got a pretty good old-fashioned family recipe.
My old coach Phil asked me to come and help him out yesterday, and just thought it'd be a good time, get some food, and hang out with some fun people. It's a great environment.
After the coach's famous tri-tip barbecue, the soccer team decided to end the Big Win with a final note. Now that's what you call a party for a great cause. My name is Mary Barbarian reporting for Cougar News.
Two of COC's aspiring radio, television, and film students, Cody Bard and Ariane Minifar, had a chance to talk shop off campus. This time, not in front of a camera, but in front of a microphone. Santa Clarita's KHTS asked the students what they thought about the RTVF department and what they want to do. They both agreed that it was a great experience and only had good comments to say about their instructors Dave Brill and Ron Entrikin.
Coming up after this break on Cougar News, the Beach Boys make a special visit to the Performing Arts Center.
Plus, we have a review of the latest blockbuster to hit the big screen, 10,000 BC. That's next.
Howdy friends, it's time to dust off your boots and head on over to the city of Santa Clarita's annual Cowboy Festival. The Old West comes alive. As you walk down the streets of the Melody Ranch Motion Picture Studio, there'll be non-stop entertainment all weekend with nationally renowned musicians and cowboy poets. Get fitted up with authentic cowboy gear and taste the best cowboy grub in the West. So come on out to the historic Melody Ranch Motion Picture Studio in the rustic hills of Santa Clarita.
안녕.
konnichiwa.
아이보안.
Hey, buddy.
Salam.
Bonjour.
Namaste.
Привет.
Здраво. Привет.
Hi, I'm Kevin Malone. You're watching SCV TV, local television for Santa Clarita.
The 10th annual AT&T Champions Tour kicked off this weekend at the Valencia Country Club, and the Pro-Am Awards dinner was held right here at COC. I had a chance to stop by and enjoy a great evening capped off with the Beach Boys at the Pack. The AT&T Champions Tour Pro-Am Gala and Awards dinner was held at the COC Performing Arts Center. The dinner was held outdoors under the stars. and the wind. The dinner's sponsor was Princess Cruises. After the awards were handed out, everyone in attendance was treated to a rare Southern California performance by the legendary Beach Boys. Lead singer Mike Love and keyboardist Bruce Johnston, two of the original band members, along with the rest of the band, performed their hits for almost 2 hours. It was a great night for those in attendance.
Cavemen and tigers and spares, oh my! Was 10,000 BC worth the 12,000 years of wait? Jessie Seeley is here with a review. She joins us from the RTVF Edit Suite. Jessie?
Thanks, Bonnie. Got a primal hunger for a good movie? Here's what you do. You take 1 part Troy, 1 part Apocalypto, a dash of Lord of the Rings, a drizzle of star-crossed lovers, add a heaping pile of rampaging woolly mammoths, and you've got 10,000 BC. Roland Emmerich, director of Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow, doesn't let the audience sleep through this history lesson. And while 10,000 BC's accuracy might be a little off, who cares? In one word, this prehistoric production is epic. The visual effects alone are worth the price of admission. 10,000 BC's crew journeyed around the globe to gather breathtaking landscapes from New Zealand, South Africa, Namibia, and Thailand. And as for special effects, where do I start? Emmerich's been holding on to this movie for 15 years, waiting for FX quality to reach his standards. The creatures absolutely dominate this film. Get this, each woolly mammoth has 1 million hairs. 1 million, interacting with each other, the mammoth's movements, and the environment. The saber-toothed tiger took 2 years to build, and it shows, right down to painstakingly accurate anatomy. Makers of 10,000 BC also dug up an impressive predator that I've never seen on the screen, the terror bird. I know what you're thinking, how can a bird be terrifying? Well, believe me, it is. The way these extinct creatures interact with the actors is nearly flawless, and the best blend of CGI beasts and real humans that I've seen. So I'm gonna be honest with you, 10,000 BC isn't the best movie ever made. It's not gonna change your life. But if you're gonna see it, you have got to see it on the big screen. Gather up some friends, smear on some more paint, and go get about 2 stories worth of saber-toothed tiger teeth in your face. I'm Jessie Seeley, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jessie. If you're a COC student who wants to find a good place to eat great pizza after class or after a movie, but don't know where the best places to go are, then listen up. Garrett Bryce has visited the best pizza places in the Santa Clarita Valley.
After a long day of school or work, hanging out with your friends and enjoying a refreshing drink and a nice hot pizza is the best way to relax. But what are the best pizza places in the Santa Clarita Valley? Let's start at Lamppost Pizza on Bouquet Canyon Road.
Well, basically everything we use now is from scratch like it was from the beginning. No prefabbed anything, no frozen, no synthetics. Everything is pretty much done on premises, so that's what separates it now from all the other cheaper pizzas. We try to make it real comfortable and make a nice clean atmosphere. We put on anything, pretty much what anybody wants to watch. I want you guys to come out here and try it one time, and usually you're hooked, and that's the end of it.
So is Lamppost Pizza the best pizza in Santa Clarita Valley? Let's give it a try. After one bite, I was in love. But what about Vincenzo's Pizza on Plum Canyon Road? It has a great relaxed attitude to it. You can even throw your peanut shells on the ground. What about Santa Clarita's newest pizza place? Z Pizza on McBean Parkway. Is Z Pizza the best pizza in the Santa Clarita Valley? Let's try. The melty cheese and crisp pepperonis. I think I'm in love. Definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Well, I hope I gave you a good idea of the best pizza in Santa Clarita Valley. I'm Garrett Bryce with Cougar News.
Garrett would also like to add that if you are looking for the best deal in town and a very tasty pizza itself, visit our sponsor, Little Caesars, off of Lyons Avenue.
It's quite apparent that the COC campus is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The assignable square footage of College of the Canyons facilities is now 475,495 square feet. That is a growth of almost 200,000 square feet since 2001. And with a number of new buildings that continue to pop up, plus the addition of the new Canyon Country campus, the 66% increase is hardly surprising.
During last week's Board of Trustees meeting, some PAC volunteers were recognized for their commitment to COC. Barbara Michaels, Linda Tiplitz, and Alita Dopet were recognized for their 300 hours of volunteer work, while Mary Wolsefe was recognized for her 500 hours of volunteer work. Congratulations to them. The board also discussed a new online tutorial that has practice placement tests to help prepare new students. The majority of students that took the English practice test placed in English 81. This will help students get credit units right away. Board meetings happen every other Wednesday and are open to the public. Still ahead on Cougar News, Champion Tourist Golf made its way to the Santa Clarita Valley. We have a look at the highlights.
John Kendall has a look at that and the rest of the COC sports scene right after this.
Santa Clarita is Southern California's entertainment destination. Just minutes from LA, Santa Clarita's year-round weather means you can enjoy year-round fun. Like thrilling coasters and water parks, premium shopping, destination day spas, fine dining, outdoor adventure, and major events such as wine festivals, golf tournaments, and the Cowboy Festival. Santa Clarita, always in season.
The Santa Clarita Valley family of water suppliers encourages you to put your water to work by following these simple tips. Turn off the water while brushing your teeth. Reduce your shower time. Every minute can save up to 5 gallons. Upgrade to low-flow toilets and shower heads. Water your lawn and garden between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. Check for leaks in faucets, hoses, and sprinklers. It's that easy. Please visit scvh2o.org for more information.
With the AT&T Champions Tour in town, it puts Santa Clarita back on the national scene. It also allows for local business owners to expand what they have to offer. I dropped by the event to see what businesses were there and what they had to offer. With the AT&T Champions Tour being held in our own backyard, it gave the opportunity for local businesses to gain more exposure, like Jill Jackson of Dessert Alert.
This is our very first year being an exhibitor here at the AT&T Golf Classic, so we're very honored to do that. It's a big event for the city of Santa Clarita, and we are selling our desserts. We are a gourmet baking company here in the Santa Clarita Valley, and we thought it was necessary that the golfers and the spectators get a taste of what it is that we do.
Other golf fans were treated to Lil Lepore and Vino 100. The wine sponsor.
What sets us apart from other wine stores in the area is that we really focus on the small handcrafted artisan wines from around the world. They are really hand-picked. They're small producers.
Along with the corporate sponsors, we had Golf Tech. So I asked Chuck Whitlock, the manager, where can local golfers find them?
We're on Soledad Canyon Road, just past Bouquet, so right where Valencia Boulevard changes into Soledad, on the north side of the street. You'll see us. We got a big Golf Tech sign sticking out in front. We're here. We're doing indoor golf lessons. That's what we do.
And before the day was over, I asked Larry Olmsted of Golf Tech if he could maybe give a golf tip to some of our viewers.
Probably the best golf tip you're going to have as far as hitting your driver better. In order to hit a drive a long distance or the farthest as you can as a golfer, you need to optimize your launch angle.
Do you have the need for speed? Well, get ready for a high-performance racing experience that is unique to Southern California. Nothing fuels the human spirit like the challenge of racing. MB2 Raceway is LA County's only indoor kart racing facility. It's an enterprise that delivers motorsports enthusiasts a much-needed outlet to fulfill the need for speed. Next time on Cougar News, Kelly Nish brings us the whole story, plus an interview with owner Chris Brooks.
It's been an exciting time for sports in the Santa Clarita Valley.
And that always includes our own COC Spring Sports teams. John Kendall joins us now with sports. John?
Thanks, you two. Hi, everyone. I'm John Kendall with your Cougar Sports. So let's see. Who's red hot lately? How about the Cougar baseball team? The past few games, they've been averaging over 13 runs a game, while giving up just an average of 5 runs a game. They're sitting on a 6-game winning streak. The Cougars take on Mission College of Sylmar with the feeling of dominance. On a sunny afternoon, we head out to the ball field with 2 runners on. Brian Hernandez singles to right field, scoring Tyrese House to make it 1-0 Cougars, and the route is on. Kyle Harris bounced up the third base line. A bad throw by Gutierrez, the third baseman, chugging it down the right field line. That'll score John Contreras to make it 2-0. 4-0 Cougars, runners on the corners. John Hay grounds one to third, and it's just a horrible game for third baseman Ricardo Gutierrez. His throw coughs up Henry Boquecho, scoring Kyle Harris to make it 5-0. Cougars light up the scoreboard. They go on to win it again, 13-2. The Cougar softball squad have been making their marks on the scoreboard offensively. They have been scoring 8, 9, or even 10 runs a game. But how are things looking for the rest of the season? Cougars taking on the Monarchs of LA Valley College. The Cougars take a 3-2 lead on this infield single by Crystal Urquidez and a close play at the plate. Yet it starts a big inning. Monarch softball coach is red hot and furious about the call at the plate. COC goes on to score 5 times in the second inning to take a 7-2 lead. And what a performance by Sarah Campos. Shutting down the Monarch offense even when she was in a threat. She kept her composure and got out of the jam, holding LA Valley to just 2 runs and 3 hits the whole game. Jacqueline Ruiz with a fly ball to center field, back at the fence, and it's gone. A 2-run shot by Jacqueline Ruiz, and it puts the Cougars up 9-2. Cougars surge another blowout, winning it 10-2. I spoke with Coach Woodsmith, and here are his thoughts.
Both of our pitchers, they've both been doing a good job. You know, they're not actually pitchers by name. They are a position player, and they're going out there, they're throwing strikes.
Well, local golf fans were in paradise this past weekend at the annual AT&T Champions Classic. Took place at the Valencia Country Club. For the many fans that watched, they were treated to a thriller. Despite the wind here in Santa Clarita, the over 50 group played an exciting round Sunday. Dennis Watson fired a 65, including this challenging putt for par on 17. He was the clubhouse leader at 7 under. Lauren Roberts needed this hole from the rough on 18 to join him, and folks, that baby, oh man, that's in the clown's mouth. Wow, amazing. Brad Bryant could have owned the AT&T title for himself, but his putt for birdie and for the win didn't have enough gas on it. Oh, it just missed. So we go to 3-man playoff, and on the third extra hole, Watson's approach ends it all. He nearly holds a 9-iron. For the third time in 2 years, Watson is the winner on the Champions Tour. Okay now, so let me tell you this. We see sports telecasts all the time, but have you ever seen what goes on inside sports production? During the AT&T Classic, I had the opportunity to check out what goes on in sports production, and here's what I saw. So there's television, production, graphics, audio, and much more, including the cameras. But first things first. How about getting them set up? How does that all work? Well, that's where you meet Lanny. He is the technical manager for the Golf Channel and for this golf tournament, the AT&T Classic. He tells me in this interview that they come in just a couple days before their telecast and they start setting everything up. All the cables, all the cameras, all the audio, microphones, testing, all that stuff. Takes a while for them to get set up. Okay, first off, let's start off in the audio booth. That's where you'll meet Bill Robinson. Bill is the sound engineer for the Golf Channel, and he gives us the tour inside the audio booth and shows us how things are done.
Announcers on this show happen to be Brian Hammonds and Frank Nobilo. I take their headset mics and then I'll mix them in with the effects mics, which are the tees, fairways, and greens. We have mics called birdie mics, which are just ambient mics that we put out in the middle of a field or out in the forest or whatever. And all they do is they just hear ambient sound all day long.
I'm sure many of you have seen graphics on your television set. Information about the players, their history, the records. But where does that all come from? Meet Ethan Ritz. Ethan is the Emmy Award-winning graphics coordinator for the Golf Channel, and he shows us how things are worked and how they obtain all that information.
We get a lot of stuff from the PGA Tour website and a lot of their information, as well as a few other sites, particularly the Tour has their own stats website that we use.
Producer Brant Packer gives us a rundown of what goes on inside the production booth.
This whole screen's broken into thirds. I'm looking at a third, Pete Esposito, our director's looking at a third, and then Emmy Award-winning Mark Causey's looking at a third as well. So we probably have about 15 cameras here, 6 tape machines.
Oh yeah, and one other thing, after watching Frank Hammonds and Brian Noblo do the play-by-play, it was time to give myself a test. And, of course, this was not televised. So here we are on the 18th hole, par 4, and here goes a shot. It's up in the air. Wind's playing with a little bit. Oh, it's going to go right into the sand trap. That's a little tough dip right there to get it out. That's a tough sand trap. Ooh, boy, how is he going to get it out of that one? Oh, wasn't that great? And I'd like to give a special thanks to the entire Golf Channel staff and the Valencia Country Club for letting us do this story. Special thanks to you guys right there. That'll do it for sports. I'm John Kendall. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, John. That does it for this edition of Cougar News. I'm Michael Bicelli, and remember, if you'd like to catch this episode or past episodes, you can check us out online at scvtv.com.
And I'm Bonnie Romero. If you have any news tips or story ideas, you can send it to us at cougarnews@canyons.edu. Good night.
Good night.
It begins innocently enough. You don't return a phone call. You break a date at the last minute. But in fact, it's the beginning of a pattern. And soon, your friend with mental illness realizes you're avoiding them. But what if you knew that your friendship was the key to their recovery? Would you still lock them out of your life?
The names are different, but I've heard this story before. The scam is simple. Crooks tell people they can make money playing the lottery in foreign countries.
We tell them that the odds are better playing the lottery overseas than if they played the Powerball here in the United States. So people will buy 10, 20 tickets.
They promise better odds, tax-free winnings. They promise to hold the tickets and send your winnings overnight.
Once we really get them to bite, then we call them and tell them they've actually won. Only we need a couple of $1,000s to pay off the taxes on their winnings before we can send them a check. You'd be surprised at how easy it is.
Yeah, they promise a lot of things, but deliver nothing.
It doesn't bother you taking money from these people?
Why should it? These people are greedy themselves. They've got piles of money lying around and they want to get rich quick. It's my duty to take this money from them. Besides, if I didn't do it, some other guy would.
Instead of winning, some people lose everything.
It's illegal to play a foreign lottery in the U.S. If you do, you're breaking the law. Remember, if you're tempted to play a foreign lottery, you won't win anything, but you may lose it all.